anybody that, you know, is into hip hop knows that hip hop is a reflection of the street and a reflection of yourself.
Sending this one out for all you hip hop heads. What's happening?
Costello, you were very nice to invite us into your own home to have a chat about yourself as a rapper, as a Dubliner, as somebody who is, I suppose, a pivotal part of the Irish rap scene at the moment. Do you maybe want to talk to us about how, I suppose, where it all began for you, how you got into making music yourself?
I always was into dance music when I was younger. Me and my mates used to want to be DJs, but remember my older brother ended up getting his hands on the greatest hits album, Tupac, when I was about 10 or 11. And started hearing all the songs, all the topics he was talking about, and just started idolising Tupac like that way, you know, and hearing tunes like Brenda's Got a Baby and Trapped, and I could identify with the things he was talking about in his music, you know, that way. So just became a fan of it when I was very young, and then from about 13, started like writing my own raps, and then 14 it just became a passion in me that when I was in school I'd be writing raps in the back of my copies, and the teachers would think it'd be working so they wouldn't bother you, you know what I mean? But it became the main focus for me when I was very young. Just saying the environment that we're from, like that, it's similar to all the places around the world, that like there's disadvantaged places all over the world where people try and make the best for what they have, and you know what I mean? I saw music as a way that to channel the energy, the thoughts that was in my mind, and being able to say, like, take a step back from like certain things that was just in the environment and be able to analyse them instead of just for them. Like, going straight through the flow of it, because a lot of young men do go through the flows of things, the ups and downs of the crime and whatnot, you know what I mean? So a step back from that at a young age, and you know what I mean, hip hop was like something to, as I said, to channel the energy through the thoughts that was in the mind, you know. So
did it kind of get you to question things you saw? Like you were saying, Brenda's Got a Baby, it showed you were seeing maybe teenage mothers and you were questioning what's happening.
Definitely, that's where the whole idea for the philosophical album came around, the last release that myself and Gio done. But Party christeners with that now, a little dialect, but I always had that mindset, really philosophical. I felt the teachers in school couldn't answer the questions that we had to ask them. So I went in search of it in my own way, and like I said, like life's the best teacher, so the environment that I was in was a perfect training ground to understand the lessons while I was still very young, you know what I mean?
Don't believe fantasies, they sell you in the music that's commercial. The realities of which we tell are true and controversial. No doubt it's like that we have, but your dreams are still possible. We got our self-belief, that's what makes us ill as soft.
So kind of hip-hop was like an escape for you, you know, when you were at school or when you're at home you could just go and write stuff yourself, but did it also show you that there was other options out there for you, that you didn't have to do what you saw, you could make your own kind of future?
Definitely, make the own packs. I used to even be thinking very seriously about it. That like one of the teachers said to me when I was younger, they were going around the class, I think we were about 14, they were saying, what does everybody want to be? And I turned around and said, I want to be a rapper and an MC. They're like, you get real and all. And I was there thinking in my mind, like I didn't get cheeky about it or nothing. But I stepped back and said, you're probably the realest person in this class, man. You have no way to say this about me. I'd be digging deep into these subjects where, you know what I mean, I just felt it was natural for me to investigate into things about life, you know.
Were you kind of like saving up your money to buy records that you were kind of finding out about?
Yeah, every weekend the HMV was working, I always worked part-time jobs around the way. I used to work McDonald's when I was 13. I was underage and I made a fake birth to make sure I got a job. But I was because me ma, God rest her, she always put in her best for us, like me and my brothers and sisters, but he had an alcoholic father. That's partly the reason why we had to live in that estate, you know what I mean? He took us to live there when we came across a bit of trouble when we were younger or whatever. We were too young to do it, but that's how we ended up living up in my area. And like I said, having an alcoholic father definitely let us see that what not to be, so I strive to always be more positive, you know that way. So working part-time jobs, and like I said, hip-hop, my own secret world. I'll be in HMV every week and spending €60 on CDs every week without fail, and built up a good collection for it, like.
Yeah, because I mean, I think maybe the idea, like you were saying there, the teacher, you telling them what you want to do and them kind of basically saying, no, you're not going to get to do that. Like, what kept the fire in you of saying, no, I am going to do this, even though you had people telling you no? I mean, Irish guy rapping, you know.
There's always been that, but then, like I said, we are always questioning life and looking into a lot more things than hip hop. Like, used to look into a lot of stuff like different religions, Buddhism, and Islam, of course, just to see what things, tied everything together, as if put a universal perspective on life. Because thinking that, well, we're white, these young fellas are black over there, but same sort of environment, we're all sort of been deprived by the system. And so hip hop's always been a voice for people in that situation all over the world, you know what I mean? So we thought, how are we any different? We have people like Podrick Pierce and Bobby Sands who came up and were poets, like warrior poets, if you think in that concept that they stood up for what they believed in and they died for it. So we thought poetry is a natural thing to us, you know what I mean? Maybe some people are too foolish to acknowledge it, but it's a very deep and rich history that we have. This country has with struggles and documenting it in the poems and all, you know?
Absolutely. And like, when did you then meet people who felt that way as well? When did you meet your friends, that the crew that you're kind of hanging around with as well and working with?
Only the past 5 years I started only meeting them. And it was after my mother died. My mother died in 07. We were living down in that boy at the time, down in the country. And my man ended up just dying out of the blue one morning. And I was like, damn.
Wow.
But I remember coming around to the conclusion that I thought, because I was working a job across the road in the sawmill at the time, I was thinking, I'm not here to do this, I'm here to rap. And my man dying now was like a wake-up call to say, go follow your path. So ended up meeting up with Gitzy, funny enough, while chatting with him the week that my man died on the internet.
Staying never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Me man died the same week I met you and me accomplice. And ever since all the beats been massaging me conscience. Understanding life can be whatever we want it.
And so by the time I got out to Finglas, I was living in Finglas at the time then, when I got around to meeting him through mutual friends, like, so we would have met each other regardless, you know. And just started getting into the music and I just thought, oh yeah, we'll do this again. And then meeting Lunatic in 08, he'd already been doing a lot of stuff with the Irish hip hop scene. He'd first rapper to rap in a Dublin accent, you know. Really started headlining a lot of gigs like Snoop Dogg and Nas with Urban Intelligence with the crew for real and Moss Chops. So basically how street literature is now, as if Urban Intelligence evolved into street literature with just more people basically, with myself and Gitzy along with Lunatic and for real, and brought the album together. But meeting Lunatic in 08, I saw he was exactly the same as myself. His childhood was the same. Buying albums when he was younger, working part-time jobs and fueling his passion into the music.
The Irish hip-hop scene may seem like it's falling apart because of MCs I never mentioned with no love for the art. Till I decided on divine intervention. Rob the Intro was the best tune on the collection. Then you claim you're the best thing since Skirty, that's insulting. Those lads are legends and your shit amounts to nothing. I'm
pretty sure where he's at now, he's proud of what we've done with it, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it sounds like you're really carrying on his legacy, that he's really, really inspired you, you know?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. We had the tattoos there, Gitzy has one on his neck, you know what I mean? So, therefore, much respect for Lunatic.
The fact that he rapped in his own voice, that kind of the natural voice, you know?
Set off all of Dublin then. He had a quote himself and he says, that's the first point. Point 2 was rappers with accents, can't you see? There's not as many since they heard me. But when he done it just sounded unreal. I remember my brother had got a tune taped off the radio we did, and I heard it, and it was Lunatic bringing on. I was like, who is this fella? This is unreal.
Another posh white boy trying his hand at rapping. Who cares if you battle the beat Messiah J? You only organise the latest battle because we the gig the same day.
Is there kind of a philosophy then with Working Class Records? Like, how would you describe the philosophy?
If you ever seen the symbol of it.
The guy with the
microphone over the shoulder and he's struggling with it as if it's a heavy load, saying that the mic, you're not meant to rap to think that you're going to be famous and have a lot of women and have a lot of cars and this sort of lifestyle, the artificial lifestyle that they show in the music videos. It's more when you're rapping, you're representing for 1 million people probably around this country from the same environment, but they just don't have the outlet to say what they want to say. So when you have that on your shoulders, there's a quote now, I'm quoting something back from a Wu-Tang interview that we have for the Cutler album, but like it's basically saying that you're representing a lot more than yourself when you're rapping. So you have to look at it in very deep like mindsets and see what you're saying, because at the end of it, you don't want to be giving the wrong message to so much young people that could be out there that like if they're listening to you and saying, you know, oh, this fella said to do this, like as if putting the wrong stuff in their minds, you know. So Dan always put us like that to say, just keep it real, make the music for the streets and and for the people around us, and more importantly for ourselves that we want to make. Don't follow anybody else's ways of doing things. Like, be our own individual and rep it, you know what I mean?
And have you kind of talked to people who have listened to your stuff and been influenced by it, or have said, God, I didn't hear anybody saying the sort of stuff that you're saying until now, and it's shown me something new? Or
some of the props that we've been getting is unreal. It just puts a smile on my face. It makes me even feel more humble that, like, I'm actually writing the songs, putting out a positive message, and instead of someone just saying, oh, that tune's deadly, they say, I love that part in your song where you say this one, or, I love the way that you're doing this bit, because it's just like the way that genuinely fans of it, that they're appreciating all the music we're doing for it. So being an artist, that makes you feel a whole lot better about yourself, that your art is reaching people and opening them up in the way that we want to, you know.
Excellent stuff. So yeah, like you said, there's a lot going to be kind of happening, and people are going to be influenced by what you're doing. So just as you were picking up the records when you were 14, 15, people are going to be picking up your records or listening to your records online and being influenced too, and being your own Young Apprentices. But thanks so much for having us over, and for all the chat and telling us everything about Working Class Records and Costello, all your music and your album, Philosophical, as well. Thanks.
Keep it lit.
That's the motto. As it comes to each one, we'll be writing words every journal. More than as I'm waiting up a split for the poor, with all life's hurdles. I hold the wall of ones every circle. The aim is to maintain while the pain I can hold you. Just look what's gained from the experience we learned through. It's just like me, man, dancing. Patience and virtue, forget your words. Tune the shit off and send you. But playing tears from the smoke-filled realm center. Love warming me had that insights. Visions on pain through the dark. There's a light where all is spirits. Living the turn. Older than blessed when I'm seeing things you the birds and stand with all of me brothers has my been addressed with a corner. Lovely fantasies descended in the music that's commercial. The realities of which we tell are true and controversial. No doubt the sleep that we have with our dreams are still possible. We got our self-belief, that's what makes us ever stop. Yo, the older God put me on how to rock this. Maintain 360, Lord, live prosperous. It only takes a lesson a day just to analyze life one time in a respectable mind. That's why we're scripting it to get you into it. What deep with this hip-hop, the love affair is intimate. Understand the energy is infinite. We still got your lungs feeding off the light like photosynthesis. Life is static, this was the truth at the end of it. Search in the book, cause I know persons laying dirt. Derelict is only in our nature to question it. But don't remember the pessimist, no there's a heaven for definite. Chillin' cheese and I look, you'll get the smell of it. It's why I'm dreaming for all new residents and council settlements. For scholars for pure, you trace the genes and our heritage. As we drop the New Testament and over intelligence, I'm humble with the shit, being generous. Hip-hop's the foundation for righteous knowledge from which everybody benefits. It's for you young apprentices that's trying to make the sense of this. Won't be long before you start the soldiers in our regiment. Give up with replacements, you can pick up all the residents. Walk the point equations with measurements and percentages. Would you think it will with me appendices? There's so much space in this universe not to be abandoned. The older God put me on and how to rock this. Maintain 360, Lord, live prosperous. It only takes a lesson a day just to analyze life's one time in a respectable mind. That's why we're scripting it to get you into it. What deep with this hip-hop, the love affair is intimate. Understand the energy is infinite. We still got your minds feeding off the light like photosynthesis. Got your minds feeding off the light like photosynthesis. Took the working class membership through an apprenticeship, developing as a person, giving the universe replenishing. Fake democracies, we know I'm censoring atrocities with relentlessness. Amnesia made me don't remember shit. But remember this, me fellow apprentices, stay humble, make use of your point. Follow the fellowship, stay mellow, don't let these devils relive a genesis. Experiments, elements of our planet for the pleasure and perfect the penmanship. Don't use pretentiousness when you producing sentences. A voice my once said, there's too much space in this universe not to be adventurous, so you make sense of it. It's fundamentals, kid. Yeah. That's all for us, folks.